Alright, in this video I'm going to be doing a tutorial and an installation of this NOCO Gen5x2 onboard boat charger. We're also going to be doing an install of one of these built-in power plugs, which makes a lot of sense because you just plug it in and this takes over and does all the charging. But before we do that, let me go ahead and get started with the tutorial, show you how this works, what the indicators mean, and let's get started. Alright, so here's the NOCO Gen5x2. I've got bank one hooked up to a garden battery, and the reason for that is that this thing won't let me do anything unless we have it hooked up to at least one battery. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. A couple of things. One, you can select, just like all the NOCO ones, you can select the mode you want it in. That's 12 volt standard lead acid. This is 12 volt AGM. That's 12 volt lithium. And to put it in repair mode, you would actually hold it down, and it would put it in repair mode. That forces a voltage onto the battery. If it's something that's below 1 volt, you probably want to do that. If the battery's that dead, it might fix it, might not. The other things you should be aware of, if the battery's totally dead and the NOCO can't do anything with it, this is going to light up. Now, I can't force it to light up, but what I can do, I can force this to light up, and that is reverse polarity. So I'm going to change these connectors, flip them around, and this should give us a warning that the battery's connected incorrectly, which shouldn't be an issue on a permanent installation, but there we go. So yeah, so what I've done is I've just basically reversed the polarity connections on this particular battery, and that gives us that error. There's one little alert that I should tell you about, and that would be this one. I can't force that one. If I had another battery, I probably could. But what that tells you is that the voltage is higher than it should be. So you're either hooking up to a 24 volt or a 36 volt or something like that. And it's not going to be happy. It's not going to charge or do anything. It's just going to let you know something's wrong. So I'm going to put these back to normal and basically simulate what we would do if we were charging this. Put it in 12 volts, regular lead acid battery. Now, the one thing that you should know, and this is important is if you're going to use this as an onboard charger, is that once you set this, for example, if we set this one for 12 volt lead acid and then the other one for 12 volt AGM or lithium, and you disconnect it because you're on the water, right? You don't have shore power, and then when you reconnect it, it's actually going to go back into the mode it was. So this does have a memory, and you can set whatever mode you need for the batteries that you have in your boat, and it will remember the mode that it's in, and when you plug it back in, it will go into that charge mode. So one last thing, these will go up, and as it charges, when it gets 100%, this will be a solid green light. So, all right, so I'm going to mount it on this block, and actually they've used a couple of different things to mount it on. These are all composite. This boat's 100% composite, so I'm pretty comfortable. That's probably either Kusa board or one of the synthetics underneath there. But I'm going to mount it here. By the way, this is IP65 or 67. I'll double check that and get back to let you know. But so water splashing on it's not going to be an issue. And if you ask me, I'll tell you how I know. It's because I've done this before. But anyway, I'm going to get one screw started. And yeah, I'm using the eyeball method. So, what we're going to do, we're going to guide this up this way. Wire wrap it. Keep it as neat as possible. Alright, right on positive, since we already went through the aggravation of finding the right size, which is weird. And that puts both fuses also in a handy spot. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this installed. We've got the charger maintainer in there already. This should be really easy. It should only take a minute or two. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. I'll show you where I'm going to install it. On the port side, because when I park the boat, that's where the closest power is. And I'm going to make sure there's no cables or anything back there. Then I'm going to grab the smallest hole saw that'll cover this, which probably is this one. What you don't want to do is go too small off the bat, because if you do, then there's going to be murder to pay trying to core the hole out. I'm going to double check the size of this. Just, that might not be enough. I don't want to go too big though, because then there won't be any material left for the screws to grab. This is going to be the right size, and we're using 2 1/8. In case you're wondering, these Milwaukee sets are phenomenal. They really are. That wasn't very pretty. Tore my hand up. The fuck?
It broke the tip off.
Alright, try this again. That was a nasty grab. So the key, obviously, make sure you start off slow. I started off at 1,000 miles an hour, and it grabbed and it bit me. But if you start off slow, take your time, make sure it's even, you won't have any problems with it. So, and they do give you self-drilling screws. You can see that. Right here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get this plugged up. I left a little bit of a scar, but when I'm doing some of the boat work, glass work, and patching, I'm going to color match this, and we'll get that cleaned up, and so that won't be too bad. But that just goes to show you what happens if you're careless, and I certainly was careless and not really holding on to that drill bit like I should have been. Now, this is what I'm going to do. Get this in here. I'm going to add a drip loop later. For right now, we're gonna do it like this, and that's the amount of slack we're gonna leave. All right, go ahead and plug it. All right. So bank 1 is in the charge mode because that's where we left it. I'm going to put bank 2 in charge mode. Let's let it set for a second. Pick up the charge. All right, unplug it. And what I really am doing is just demonstrating that this keeps in memory where it was set at. So plug it back in. So now both banks are charging. So here's the final installation. As you can see, the NOCO Genius is installed, charging both batteries. I'm pleased with that. I think this is really a solid way to go if you're running dual batteries, or even 3 batteries. They have a 3 battery system as well. One of the things I'll be doing, I hadn't planned on it, but looking at the wiring here, I'm not really happy with the way this is wired. I'll be disassembling a lot of this while shortening it up, probably getting rid of some of those fuses over there with circuit breakers, and just generally cleaning it up a little bit better than what it is now. Anyway, this yeah, overall I was pretty happy. We did learn something about carelessness here. As you can see, a little bit of the gel coat, or the cover there, was destroyed in the process of putting that in, and as well as a slight personal injury, but we'll get over that. Lesson learned, be careful. Anyway, here you go. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. If it has, hit share and like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.